Let's continue with our projector example. We began making the projector on event in the last lesson. To continue, we must enter the outgoing message and expected incoming message regex into the product file in the form of substrings. Before we jump in, at this point is where you'd want to make sure that you have your manufacturer's documentation handy. Most external command protocols can be found in PDFs on a manufacturer's website, or they are sometimes buried in the manual. If you can't find them, we recommend reaching out to the given manufacturer to ask for this information. You won't be able to continue if you don't have it. Also, a word of warning. I've made many product files in my day, and something important to remember is that sometimes people make mistakes. More than once, I've caught errors in the manufacturer's documentation. So, if something's not working, please don't fret. Ask for help. The outgoing message we're using in this example is PWR1 hex 0D. Let's add that string to the example outgoing message box. This example outgoing message box is not what is sent when the controller executes this message. The substring section is what the controller sends. The example outgoing message box is strictly like a notepad for you to use to help you create the substrings you need. Let's add our string. Again, a good idea is to put an example message in that box, and then as we create the substrings, we'll pull data from that example. Here, PWR1 is all in ASCII, where hex 0D is a hex character. Let's add them in two different substrings. Let's begin with the ASCII. Highlight the portion that includes the parentheses, which are all of our ASCII characters. Click Add Selection, and now we're greeted with a pop-up dialog box to add a substring type. For this example, the ASCII PWR1 is a constant, meaning every time the product file executes this event, we will always be sending these specific ASCII characters in that order. Click Constant, and you'll see the substring has been added. Next, let's add the final substring, the hex carriage return 0D. Highlight, and again add selection. For hex to be registered correctly in Product File Creator, it must begin with the \x, then the hex byte. If we enter it incorrectly, say with the lowercase h first, which is how some programs denote hex characters, it does not work. You can check your work at the bottom of the Outgoing Message tab, where Product File Creator displays the string and hex representations of your substrings. Now for the incoming response. The expected response we intend to receive back from the projector after it successfully turns on is R hex 0D. Let's add it as a substring. For the outgoing message, we separated the ASCII and hex. That was done for training purposes. If everything is a constant, you can add it all as a single substring, as we will do here. Highlight and add selection. The projector on event is now complete. Now, let's finish this lesson by adding a projector off event. Since we already have a projector on event, you can duplicate the event by clicking the icon that looks like 2 pages of paper. You'll then see a projector on copy event was formed. Now, we can swiftly move through the 3 tabs to change the subtleties. Calling it projector off, turns off the projector. The only difference between projector on and projector off is the command syntax, which will need to switch from a 1 to a 0. Once that's complete, you've quickly created your second event. Be sure to save your work and continue on to the next lesson.